This video will show what to look for when responding to an emergency. Although today looks like a nice day on the water, imagine that the conditions are more like this. A deckhand who was working by himself on the deck just fell, hitting his head. In the event of an emergency, it is critical to assess the scene before you start any first aid. This includes checking that you, the crew, and the environment are all safe. Only enter into an area where an emergency has just occurred if you are sure it will not put yourself or others in harm's way. Here, the deck boss looks to make sure none of the equipment is loose. He notices that there are slippery conditions. He then carefully approaches the deckhand. Things you need to consider in the scene on a vessel would include weather such as cold, moisture, and wind, checking that any machinery is turned off, checking for fire and flooding, considering if the atmosphere could be contaminated with anything hazardous such as CO2, also checking for any other safety hazard such as loose gear or damage to vessel. Remember the 5 things to consider when assessing a scene: the weather, machinery, fire and flooding, atmosphere, or any other safety hazard.